0.5% lower right now for the index, but the headline number is still clinging by with that 11,100 level. Axis Bank, your clear star performer today. Muthoot after gold hitting a 9-year high, looking good. ITC, Oro Pharma, Vedanta are some of the other buzzers in trade. But still in the thick of earnings, so let's welcome on board Vibha Padalkar, the MD and CEO at HDFC Life Insurance, joining in on the show right now. Vibha, morning. Good to have you on the show. Q1 was expected to be a weak quarter because of the lockdown. But despite the disruption, you've managed to post some healthy numbers and a 6% profit growth that was above expectations. Share with us the factors that contributed to the profit growth in what was supposed to be a very rough quarter.
So it was a combination of factors. April and May was definitely tough. But when you look at our month of June versus the industry overall for the quarter, also our market share increased by 100 basis points. And for the month of June specifically, we degrow only 3%. And reason I say only 3% degrowth is that when you look at the base effect, last year we grew by 87% in the month of June. So against a base of 87%, we degrew 3%. So even without COVID, June would have been a bit of a tall ask. But we sailed through the month of June. And so things are getting definitely better. We are not out of the woods yet, but yes, we are definitely seeing green shoots and people willing to engage through non-face-to-face modes of communication. Second point was, if you were to look at our expense ratios, we have been fairly nimble in terms of reducing our costs. So from a expense base first quarter of last year of 13.4%, we brought it down to 11.5%. That also contributed quite significantly. And this is without having to take tough calls on mass layoffs and things. So we were able to do that and we're fairly nimble on our costs. And third is, if you were to look at some of our segments like protection for us grew from about 5% of our business in quarter one of last year to 11% in quarter one of this year. And it doubled versus the rupee value of protection that we wrote last year. So combination of these three factors led to overall good set of numbers on the bottom line.
Sure. Vibha, I also wanted to understand, your VNB margins moderated to about 24.3% in the quarter gone by. What are the factors that influence the margins, and also going forward, where do you see them sustaining at?
So if you were to look at first quarter of last year, we sold a lot of non-participating products, especially our flagship product that was launched at that time, Sanchay Plus. And we did tell all of you that we believe in a balanced product mix. And so getting it back to about a fourth of our business is what we would be comfortable with. And that's exactly what we did. So reining in Sanchay Plus or non-par, that was one. Second is largely because of top line. So in the first quarter of the year, like we just discussed, top line degrew by 19%. And that also had an impact, because if you look at about 2/3 of our business are fixed costs or semi-fixed costs. So that will have an impact in the short run. So that is the second reason for the margin. And also when you look at where did we end our margins, we ended just shy of 26%. So not very far off in terms of where we ended last year. So first quarter last year was more of an aberration rather than quarter one of this year being. So we are well on our path to, of course, it depends on COVID, but in terms of a smooth upward curve on our new business margins.
Morning, Vibha. Given the fact that persistency ratios as well have witnessed a slight decline sequentially, what are the trends that you're seeing when it comes to your persistency ratio at the backdrop of this lockdown? Customers as well having the tendency at a time like this to preserve cash.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The cash conservation requirement is very, very strong, and I don't entirely blame them. But we are telling our customers that, please pay your premiums, because actually during a pandemic and what we are witnessing, it is even more important that people are reasonably well covered for both themselves as well as their family. But yes, while we have, our renewal growth, which is also a function of persistency, has grown by 24% in quarter one of this year. But I will watch this space. We are taking a cautious approach, and we don't think we are out of the woods yet in terms of persistency and how renewal is panning out.
You know, the level of disbursements by banks and NBFCs, that continues to remain under stress, and that could weigh on your protection growth. So how do you see the contribution of bank partnerships in the overall disbursements mix? Has the credit growth impacted the attachment rates as well?
So credit life due to disbursements has gone down by about 70%. But rather than lamenting on things that we can't control, because we have no control on how much banks and NBFCs disburse, and we understand reasons why they have gone into a shell and unable to disburse. So two things, absolutely right that what you mentioned on attachment rates, our attachment rates have not gone up. Our share of business, especially in the multi-tie, where there's a partner, that has not gone up. In fact, in some partners, it has actually slightly gone up. So we've ensured that. Second is that protection comes in various forms. Credit life is one. But also equally important is retail protection. And that is very much under our control. And that's why we have ramped up on our retail protection focus, and that has grown YOY by 50%. So you will agree that overall, as on a protection basis, we have been able to make up for the loss in margins, while top line loss will remain what it is, but loss protecting our bottom line by focusing and solving for how we get a larger share of retail protection.
Okay, now VNB witnessed a degrowth of about 43%. Should this quarter be treated as an aberration? Also in our last interaction, you mentioned targeting about 20 to 25% on VNB growth. Could be difficult to forecast, but what would you target for FY21?
Very difficult in a COVID situation. So pre-COVID, we used to say that about 20 to 25%, exactly like you're right, that that was the kind of number that we were sailing through. So I would reserve in terms of, depends on how do we end flat, what is India's GDP growth, is it a degrowth, and so on. We might have a little bit more of visibility after we're halfway through the year. But right now, I don't want to put out a target. To your point on VNB degrowth, there are two reasons for that. One is the unusual level of growth that we saw in quarter one of last year on the launch of our blockbuster Sanchay Plus that I mentioned, and given just shy of 30% margins, and that's what translated to the very high levels of VNB growth in quarter one. That evened out as you went through the last year, and that's why while last year also we had a beyond the 25% that I mentioned, but nevertheless about the range of 20-25% seems doable on a steady state basis. Second reason was on COVID, and given the top line degrowth of 19%, that has, and given the fixed cost base, that will have an impact on your new business margins and consequently VNB. But really, we're not too worried about it, because as we see growth coming back, that should start moving upwards very noticeably.
All right, Vibha, we leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us this morning and talking us through how things stand.